Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Real Sports Bets. And today, we've got another NHL slate we're going to be going over. It's going to be 7 games. We're looking at, I believe, 5 plays. This is not the most confident card I have, but I like some of the spots here and some interesting spots to look at. But before we get into the video, before we go over what happened yesterday, you guys know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at Earl Sports Bets. You can also follow us on our social medias at Bets Earl on Twitter, at Earl Sports Bets on Instagram. We also have a Discord chat. If you guys want to join that, the link to that will be in the description of the video down below. And as always, leave your best bets for the NHL in the comment section below. Quick recap of what happened yesterday. It wasn't pretty. Boston, they dominated that game but lost 4-1. I know that doesn't make sense, but they outshot them. They had more high danger chances. Boston just missed a few open nets, and just Tristan Jarry looked really good. It happens. It's just frustrating, some of those losses. Winnipeg, they were down 3-1. They scored in the third period, making it 3-2. They were getting a lot of good pressure in that third period, trying to tie up that game. And then with less than a minute to go, Tyler Toffoli puts in an empty net. And the Montreal Canadiens win 4-2, making that game seem a little bit more spread out than it actually was. So 2 games that really hurt to lose. Edmonton was no different. They were up 3-4? No, they tied it up. They tied it 3-3 at one point, and then Calgary came back and scored right away. Calgary was up 2-0 and 3-1 at some points, and Edmonton came back and tied it up, and then they gave up after they tied up, they gave up the goal a minute and a half after that. And that was just another game that just nothing went right last night. And then to top that all off, the Rangers. They're up 4-3 at one point. They're up 3-2 at one point. They were down 2-0 to start the game, but they caught back up. They tied it. They took the lead. They were up 4-3. They were up 3-2, and they lose it in overtime. That one hurt. That was my best bet. That one, I thought that was definitely a spot the New York Rangers should have definitely won that game. But our only win last night was Chicago and Florida over. That one hit before the third period started. So that was an easy cash. But 1-4 night, 140 and 122. We're still having a good year. They're at 53.4%. We're still up. We're taking a lot of plus money bets. So that's another thing to look for. But let's get into today's slate. Let's forget what happened yesterday and move on. But before we get into the slate, as you guys may know, we have merch. If you guys want to help support the channel, we have t-shirts, we have sweatshirts, stickers, masks, mugs, phone cases. So if you guys want to help support the channel that way, you can get some Earl Sports Bets merch in the link in the description down below. But let's go and look at today's slate. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Let's just make sure this is not going to be stupid. Good. All right, cool. Sometimes when I click it, it'll error out, so I was just making sure. But we're starting with the Boston Bruins and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Minus 109 for the Penguins, plus minus 101 for the Boston Bruins, over under of 5.5 goals. And this is the game last night that I was just going over, where Boston, they put a lot of pucks on net. They outshot the Penguins, but they ended up losing 4-1. And we're going to go right back to the wall. They were minus 110 yesterday. We're getting a 10-cent, or basically a 10-cent discount, 9-cent, whatever you want to call it. We're getting a little bit of a discount on the Boston Bruins tonight. We're going to go right back to them. The only thing that's really worrying me, it's not going to be Halak in net. It's going to be either Daniel Vlader or Jeremy Swayman, because Tuukka Rask is still not playing, which is rather concerning. But I think this may be a time where they buckle down and try to play better defense and get and force less shots on net, so these goaltenders this third string doesn't have to see many shots. I like Boston to come back. They're going to be this is a must-win game for them. I definitely see the revenge spot. They should have won last night. They played good enough to win last night, just the score didn't show it. and I think Boston can get the win again, or get the win tonight versus Pittsburgh. The only thing I'm really worried about also is Pittsburgh is very good at home. They're 12-2 at home, 8-2 in their last 10 games. But Boston, I feel like, is a team that you're not going to be able to beat them 2 times in a row. Next, we have the New Jersey Devils hosting the Buffalo Sabres. Minus 178 for the New Jersey Devils. Plus 160 for the Buffalo Sabres. And oh boy, this is going to be a fun game. I'm joking. Looking at this game, these two teams' combined record is 1-16-3 in their last 20 games. A team that is 1-7-2 is a minus 178 favorite, which I know Buffalo's been really, really bad, but why? Well, why is New Jersey a minus 178? They've been playing terrible as well. This is one of those where I'm just going to I can't believe I'm about to do this. I'm going to plug my nose, close my eyes, and bet the Buffalo Sabres tonight. Yes, I'm aware they've lost their last 11 games, but I think this is a spot for them to potentially get a win. And it's going to be Mackenzie Blackwood versus Jonas Johansson. New Jersey's been awful at home this year for whatever reason. They're 2-10-2. So, and there's only one team that Buffalo seems to be able to beat this year. That's New Jersey. They've beat them 3 out of the 5 games that they played against each other. I'm hating that I'm betting this team, which I still think is the worst team in the NHL. But if you're giving me plus 160 on a team that I feel like could beat the Devils 5 to 6 out of 10 times, I'm going to go with it. So going with Buffalo, don't feel good about it. Plus 160 makes me feel a little bit better on betting that price, but this is going to be one of those. It's going to be hard to watch this bet. Next, we have the New York Islanders taking on the Washington Capitals. Minus 109 for the Islanders, minus 101 for the Capitals. Over under 5.5 goals. Everything is 5.5 tonight. There was 1-6 earlier between, I believe, Carolina and Detroit, but that's gone down to 5.5. But looking at this game, this is the complete opposite of what we went over last game with Buffalo and New Jersey. These two teams are 18-1-1 in their last 20 games. The Islanders have won 9 straight games. The Capitals have won 9 out of the last 10 games. The Islanders, I think, have gotten points in 12 straight games. These two teams are good. They're playing really well right now. It's most likely going to be Ilya Samsonov versus Semyon Varlamov. Two good goalies. If they're I know this is not MMA, but if their name's NOV, that's good enough for me. I love Samsonov, and I like Varlamov as well. These are 2 good goalies. Samsonov is 5-0-1 with a 902 save percentage, 2.77 goals allowed per game. So these two have been playing really well. 13-4-3 for Varlamov, 929 save percentage, 2.03 goals allowed per game. I'm going to go with the Islanders here. I think they keep it rolling. This is a team that I kind of want to ride till they dies. And if they're going 9 straight games, I think they can win a 10 straight game against the Capitals tonight. This is a huge game. This is the battle for first place in the East, basically. So give me the New York Islanders, minus 109 at the Washington Capitals tonight. Next, we have the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Detroit Red Wings, minus 225 for the Hurricanes, plus 201 for the Red Wings, over under 5.5 goals for this game. James Reimer versus Jonathan Bernier is my guess. There's no confirmed goalies on this game. If it's Bernier, I'd like the Red Wings a little bit more than if it was Greiss. Overall, this is going to be our first pass of the day. I lean towards the Red Wings at that plus 200 price. I feel like that's a little bit of a value spot maybe. But Carolina is 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're looking like one of the best teams in the NHL. I have them ranked number 2 only behind Tampa Bay. By the way, I have power rankings right here. The top 10 I have are Tampa Bay, Carolina, New York, Florida, Vegas, Toronto, Washington, Winnipeg, Colorado, and Minnesota. But that's just I was just jotting down power rankings the other day. But I like Carolina to get the. I think Carolina's going to get the win. I wouldn't hate the plus 201 for Detroit, but overall this game is going to be a complete pass for me. Next, we have the Minnesota Wild taking on the Arizona Coyotes, minus 195 for the Wild, plus 175 for the Coyotes. And these are two teams that I think are going in opposite directions. I think Arizona is heading back down towards the bottom of this Western Conference with teams like LA. I don't think they're as bad as Anaheim. I think they're probably in that Sharks level. There's that Sharks, Kings, Coyotes level. So, and Minnesota's going to be one of those teams that competes for the division title, I believe, for this division. And I really like the way that this team has been playing. They're scoring goals. They're looking good. For this game, I'm projecting it's going to be Antti Ranta versus Capo Kaknien. But it could also be Cam Talbot. Either way, I'm going with the puck line of Minnesota, plus 125. I like this Minnesota team. They've looked really good, 7-2-1 their last 10 games. They lead this series 3-1. That meaning they beat Arizona 3 out of 4 games so far this season. So I like Minnesota to get the puck line win here. I think they can win by margin. So we're taking them at that plus 125 price tag. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Dallas Stars. Minus 158 for the Lightning, plus 143 for the Stars, over under of 5.5 goals once again. And the Stars have been a very disappointing team this year. They've had COVID stoppage, they've had the power outage stoppages, and then I just don't think they're playing good enough hockey right now. They're struggling to score. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They're just not that team this year. But Tampa Bay, I mean, we're getting minus 158 to back Tampa Bay. I don't hate that, and I don't hate that minus 176. We're going to have or plus 176 for the puck line. Or you're going to have Andrei Vasilevsky back for this, or starting in net for this game versus Jake Ottinger. Most likely Andrei Vasilevsky. McElhinney played yesterday versus Nashville. But this is not a game I'm going to be betting. I would lean towards the Lightning. Minus 158 is not a bad price for them. I don't lay that much, though. But I lean towards the Lightning, but overall this game is a pass for me. And that brings us to our last game of the night. We have the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Anaheim Ducks, minus 278 for the Avalanche, plus 248 for the Ducks, and this has been priced way out of any type of contention for betting it. The puck line's at minus 115. And it's going to be one where I'm not looking at the side. I'm looking at the total. These two teams generally play towards the under. Colorado has been playing much better defense this year, only allowing 2.31 goals allowed per game. Anaheim's only scoring 2.14 goals per game. These are a low-scoring team versus a really good defense. And we're getting a small price tag on that, plus on the under 5.5 for this game. So we're going under here. That's our only total for the slate that we're going with. We're going under 5.5 goals between the Anaheim Ducks and the Colorado Avalanche. And that's where we're looking at for this last game on the slate. So let's quickly go over our plays for the day, and then we're going to head on out for this video. We're going with the Boston Bruins, now at a plus 102. That line's moved a little bit. We have the Sabres getting a little bit of money. They're at plus 148, so that's a little bit concerning. Now I might wait for that to go back up to plus 150-ish. Islanders at minus 109 over the Capitals. We're going to go with the Wild puck line at plus 125 and the under 5.5 goals between the Colorado Avalanche and the Anaheim Ducks. That's going to just about do it. All right, if this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel below if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys know whenever we come out with a video here at NHL Sports Bets. But that's going to just about do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.